Ryan, coming back to this defense, just wasn't mean to be, with you being one of the very few returners on this defense, just wasn't mean to be kind of be back and just trying to help, especially when there's so many new faces, just kind of lead these guys into the right direction.
It means a lot just because, like, growing up, I was always, like, labeled as a leader. And last year, I kind of had to take on that role of just following first. And, like, I was always taught, like, in order to be a leader, you have to be a good follower first. So being able to bring everybody else along, it meant a lot to me, and for the coaches to put me on that pedestal, because I usually don't like being in the spotlight. It just, make it seem like everybody listen to me. All I do what's right, everybody gonna, get the job done.
Yeah, with so many new faces on this team, just how have you been able to kind of help these guys kind of learn like how things are done here in San Marcos?
Say it again.
With so many new guys here on this team, how you've been able to kind of help kind of guide them, just kind of help them understand like how things are done in San Marcos.
I would just say, like, making sure that everybody knows what the standard is. We don't want any drop off regardless of if they're new or if they've been here before. We want to make sure that we're doing it the right way this time. I mean, 7-5 is not good to me. I want to win all my games, so I just want to make sure that everybody knows the right thing to do, so that way that we can win all our games this year, win a conference championship, get to the playoffs if it brings it that far.
Yeah, what are some of the challenges with having so many new teammates, and how have y'all been able to kind of overcome those obstacles?
I would say one of the main challenges is, like, not knowing, where everybody comes from, or, like, other schools that they've practiced some other different way, or if they've been taught different things. Bringing everybody together is just the main thing in order to, get this thing rolling the right way. Want to make sure everybody knows the culture, so that way we can become closer together.
Yeah, in that defensive back room, what are some ways that y'all been able to kind of become closer as a unit?
I would say that after, like, weights or everything that we do, like, we always sit on the field, we talk about the practice, we stretch together, after we pray together, so that way we all know that we're all brothers, we're all close, everybody's competing, and we're just all trying to get each other better.
Yeah, and when y'all started spring practice, a couple of weeks ago, just how have y'all been able to kind of improve from day one all the way up leading to the spring game?
Well, I'll say that, like, day one, everybody was still trying to learn the defense, and instead of the coaches just piling on more and more defensive plays on us, they just made sure that we kept it simple and made sure that everybody got the calls at first, so that way we can fly around. I feel like when everybody knows what they're doing, they're able to fly around and be the football players that they got recruited to be when they came here.
And how's this defense kind of progressed, from day one all the way up to now?
We definitely came a long way. I would say, like, a lot of the first couple of days, not even the first day, we had a lot of missed assignments and a lot of missed opportunities. But now we've came all the way down. We don't really have as many missed assignments, if any, and we're all just flying around making plays.
Yeah, and going up against this offense, just how's that offense kind of helped the defense become better?
Our offense, fast pace, moving, the tempo is unreal. So it's making us get in shape, and at the same time, we're able to see, like, how can we get better by when we're tired, because we got to use better technique, or we have to think more instead of just relying on our athletic ability.
Yeah, well, what do you like playing under this defense under Coach Dex?
I would say that Coach Dex, he always says he doesn't want over things, he wants playmakers. So that's probably my most favorite thing, because I've always been a playmaker. I didn't want to really think a lot when I was on the football field. I want to make sure everybody else is in their position, and when you don't overthink, you're going to make way more plays. So.
You say some good things about me?
Not yet.
I said, NIL evaluation goes up. More time you say Coach Kennedy.
Yeah, what are some things that you personally wanted to improve on heading to spring practice?
I wanted to get faster, first of all, and improving, like, when the season was getting close to the end, I started getting more into that starter role and that leader role, so I wanted to make sure that I improved my leadership abilities. Even though I always had those leadership traits, I wanted to make sure that I lead the right way. I don't want to steer anybody in the wrong direction, and I don't want to make it seem like I'm coming off as wrong. And football-wise, I wanted to, get faster, like I said, and improve my man-to-man technique, because I feel like last year I struggled with that a little bit, but I've gotten better.
Yeah, how important is it for you to develop those leadership qualities?
It's very important, because, like I said, the coach, they put me on that pedestal to where I have no choice but to lead and to be put in that spot. When I'm doing the right thing and people are seeing me, everybody else will come together. and that's what's gonna make our team win those 5 games that we lost that we shouldn't lose.
Yeah, what does this team need to do? You know, with how those 5 games were lost, what does this team need to do to kind of get over the hump to where like you're not having these 7-5 seasons now,
Right.
y'all getting into those 8-win, 9-win, 10-win seasons.
I would say trust the process. You know, trust what the coaches are coaching us. Not try to be too much of an ego team. You know, everybody needs to come together because all in all, I get that some people are probably trying to do this to, you know, leave or even get to the NFL. But in order for the NFL to come, we have to win games. And when we win games, that's how we're gonna get looks. So.
And now going into the spring game, just so what do you want to see from your defense and just overall going into Saturday?
I want to see us, you know, fly around. I don't want to see offense score. I want to see us make some plays, you know, get some picks on the back end. We haven't got that many this spring, but our D-line been playing in the backfield, getting a lot of sacks, so I'll give them some credit for that. But I just want to see everybody fly around. I don't want them, like Coach Des said, I don't want to see any overthinkers. I want playmakers. So.
And as y'all finish up spring, going into summer, what's going to be the key to kind of continue building this momentum y'all built up in spring and just taking it into the summer?
Say it one more time.
You know, with all the momentum y'all built up during the spring, how do y'all take that and also put it towards the summer?
I would say, you know, because we're going to get even more people in the summer, bringing everybody else along, make sure that we keep the standard, keep rising, and make sure that the team culture is, you know, consistently building so that way that we can just keep getting better, keep getting closer together.
And the spring game, Colton mentioned on Saturday, how you being a defensive guy, how important will it be for you to get the upper hand on the offensive guys? You know, I know y'all do a lot of talking, I'm sure, back and forth. So how important is that going to be for you to get the upper hand? Say, you know, I did this to you, I did that to you, or so and so did that to you. You know,
very important. I just say it's going to be very important because, I mean, every practice we always come back to the locker room like, oh, offense won this day or defense won this day. And honestly, I feel like defense won a lot of the days. But, you know, it is what it is. But I definitely want to get the upper hand on the offense. As long as everybody fly around, I mean, I just want to see everybody compete, honestly.